and then the live stream obviously runs. Have you got a phone?
Yeah, I do. I believe what I'm saying, but I also believe...
I'm remaining partial because I cover both sides. So in about half an hour I'm going to go to the other one and film that one as well.
Yeah. Okay.
If you just tap that.
Tap?
Yeah, tap it. Just tap it on the back of your phone. That'll bring channel up there. Yeah, go on, I'll have a look at one. Thank you.
That one?
I'll get it on record and then I'll give you it back. Is that alright?
QR code on there.
And I don't waste it for you. You found it? Thank you very much.
I can't really see it, it's too sunny, but
Oh, okay.
I've got it now.
Yeah, have a look later. Oh, there's an inside as well, look.
It's just news. It's just news.
But I'll let everyone see it, and then they can pause it if they want to read it, you see.
Sorry? Him as well?
I'm on my own, but I know who he is.
Oh, right.
He's doing the same thing as me.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So we know each other through YouTube, you know what I mean? There is another guy as well, somewhere. Yeah, that's him, yeah. So there's 3 of us doing the YouTubing. But I think this lady here was a bit, she jumped the gun a little bit.
There is a bit of worry when people who aren't... It's...
I mean, you don't have to wave a flag to attend though.
No, but like...
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not about that. It's about... We're not in a position where we can feel safe.
I haven't threatened her, but this lady did back into me. So, I mean, the only one that's been sort of threatened in any way, shape or form is me. Because she just like came up, and if I came up and barged into you, you wouldn't like it, would you?
I'd accept if it was a mistake.
But it wasn't though, she did it on purpose.
Can you say that?
Yeah, because she clearly came over with a banner, put the banner in front of me, and then barged into me. She clearly did that. It's on camera. I mean, I don't hold it against her. I am just going to carry on as normal. But, you know, I think she jumped the gun a little bit, and you've been very respectful. You know what I mean? You have. And I think the approach that you came with was much better than what she did.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm sorry, I've had
no worries.
a lot of
Apology
opinions from
accepted.
bad people.
Yeah, no worries.
It's when people show up.
But you should maybe ask them first, though.
It's because there is violence.
Fully covered with live stream stands.
Yeah.
Because there's loads of violence against people like us, and it's
There's loads of violence against people like me.
And who are people like you?
YouTubers.
There's loads of violence against YouTubers.
Yeah.
Okay.
From like you just saying, but that was low level. But it's sometimes a lot worse than that.
Right. Okay.
Can you imagine if this entire crowd turned on because she started something?
They probably wouldn't have.
No, but can you imagine if that's what happened? Because it has happened in the past.
Could you imagine if trans people are killed?
But I'm not going to kill anyone, am I? You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know that.
Look at the size of my wrist.
No, that's right.
Come on, mate. Look at the size of my wrist. I'm not here to kill anyone.
Yeah, right. Anyone with a knife can kill someone.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm here for.
And they did kill people. They killed trans people.
That's not what I'm here for, though. I'm not looking to.
Like, you gotta bear in mind. Like, there was a mass stabbing in Amsterdam yesterday.
Yeah. I was in Leeds yesterday, so it wasn't me.
But I'm saying people in general.
Yeah.
We're scared. People are.
She didn't seem very scared when she barged into me. Do you know what I mean?
Have you ever heard about the concept of a caged animal? Like, as in backed into a corner?
Yeah, I was going to go up with them.
Yeah.
They're scared.
Yeah.
Scared.
I mean, in fairness, that analogy applies to me there because I was backed into a corner, there was people behind me, she barged into me, I could have quite easily struck her.
Okay. I don't know.
And she'd have brought that on herself.
I don't know what point you're trying to get.
The point I'm trying to make is she backed me into a corner, and I could have felt threatened.
Yeah.
I mean, she got a little move.
Much about yourself.
Yeah, obviously, I'm here.
I'm wider picture.
Well, my sort of main thing is to keep myself safe, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same with everyone.
Yeah.
This guy's a YouTuber.
Hiya, nice to meet you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Welcome to YouTube.
Can we get an intro?
No, thank you.
No.
Sorry.
Definitely.
Fair enough.
Because I'm going to be honest.
Why?
Because you're coming. Defensive, like every time
because I had to be defensive in that circumstance because someone came into my personal space, so that got my back up.
I'm not talking about that anymore, to be honest.
No, but
I don't really care.
Fair enough. No worries.
I'm talking about wider, big picture issues.
Yeah.
Which is people, here today.
That's what we're here to listen to. That's what we're here to hear about.
And I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. Tell us then. Go on.
So I'm saying people like ourselves
Yeah.
are under so much threat for their human rights and also their very fucking lives. Like, of course we're worried, because any moment it could be someone's last day.
Yeah.
Because a transphobe has decided that their way of life is against them, despite it having no impact on their life. Okay? So of course we're scared, of course we're worried. And when it comes to it, strange people, and it's going to be hard to not. We've been trained to assume the worst of people, because unfortunately the worst people are the loudest ones. So they're the ones that are making us think that we're under threat. Yeah.
Fair enough. Listen, thank you very much for talking to me. And like I say, we're just going to be milling about. We're not here to cause no bother.
Hello, Nottingham. Very well. Yeah, I hope you all are. I'm absolutely fucking boiling from it. It's quick. Ozzy Parker. She has ran with her tail between her legs. She is a grifter and a sorry excuse of what she calls a woman. The people she calls a collective, they want us dead. We're not going anywhere. We stay right here. And we don't care who knows it. That's all I have to offer. Thank you very much. Really sorry, I forgot to say this. Good night, everyone. Sorry, starting my nose. Right, someone said I need to talk to people under the first before, so I guess I get on the mic. So my name's Dylan. I expect you to see him or say their pronouns, and I'm not trans, so I'm Jewish, I'm a socialist, and I'm autistic. So that's 3 out of the 4 groups who were first started about So I'm here to tell you that I always stand with the trans community, the wider LGBTQ+ community, women and any disempowered or minoritized group that understand what it's like to have an astroturf movement claiming to be speaking for you. I understand what it's like to have the government and media of our country listen to groups like the LGBT Alliance and the Campaign Against Anti-Semitism, who only represent wealthy social conservatives and claim to be listening to the voices of our communities. They want to borrow legitimacy claiming their damaging actions or negligence supported by us and our communities that they are harming. They want to claim that they're listening to us, ready to hear us, so let them hear us. I think that's all I've got to say, so thanks very much. Free Palestine. Just really quickly on the notice of like the Free Palestine. Hey, Free Palestine. So the people from Palestine, A, spoken transcribed as you all know, and B, lent us these microphones. Nottingham is a wonderful city. We've got people from Palestine. Let's pray, let's protest. People from Palestine lent us these megaphones. I went to give them back to the people protesting for Palestine, and they were a different pro-Palestine group. How lucky are we to live in a city where we have people standing up for Ukraine? We've had the Women's March not only support us, but also send out our protests. We get so much support. Nottingham is the place where you go if you care about people. And I'm so happy to be here. Mr. Johnny! Alright, okie dokie. First of all, this is how you hold a microphone.
Yeah, or just a little bit.
Speaking from the heart, I've been reading a little bit about behavioural extinction recently, and about how a unwanted behaviour will show itself largely, hugely and loudly right at the end of when it's about to go extinct. And what we're seeing here at the moment, I like to think, is the largest outcry against our people here, because they know they're at the very fucking tail end of it, and that, what, give it another like 10 years, we'll push them over the edge. Alright? We will cement our rights here, but it will take time. We need to keep doing this. You need to keep supporting your community. You need to keep supporting each other, because it's not fair to you, right? There's no point in keeping facing it, okay? What you went through, the other people went through. It was hard, but they got through it. They're going to get through it as well. Alright?
So we've got Sergeant. Alright, Sarge. How are we doing? Yeah, good, thanks. Are you legal observer? It's a public street, this. All right. The sergeant and a PC. There's another couple down here. I think these might be PCSOs, possibly. These community support. Yeah, a couple of PCSOs. Ladies, how are you?
Hello, you okay?
Yeah, I'm just looking for a thumbnail for my YouTube video.
Say what, lovely?
I was just looking for a thumbnail for my YouTube. It's too late now, miss.
No, it's alright. I was out the way for the.
I got you now.
How are you anyway?
I'm good, how are you?
Alright, yeah, not bad. Yeah, at least the weather's nice, eh? Yeah.
Is it warm down there?
It's quite warm out there. Yeah, I wish I had.
Sorry, mate, that was a short joke. I do apologise.
was it?
Yeah, it was. I think she got it. Are you here just for the protest? Are you around anywhere?
No, we've just been walking around. We came from St. Peter's. Yeah, we did a community event at St. Peter's.
Oh, what's all this? Got like a market going on?
Yeah, it's a market. It's really nice.
Oh, they do this every Friday?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's, they do it, but is it like every 6-8 weeks? Yeah, they do something. Yeah. Oh, it happens in the market spread.
Cool. Awesome.
It's nice. Of course, we'll get the beach. Yeah, we've got the beach. Very nice. And we'll get the Christmas market. Like Christmas farm, yeah.
Good stuff. Right.
In the square, isn't it?
I'll let you crack on. I'm going to get back and listen to the speeches.
Okay, alright, take care.
See you later.
We've got a few more officers coming to the city, so.
It's not me. That's fine. We're not suggesting that.
Well, what do you do it?
Stay or walk down to the other one?
It's 12 o'clock now. There's just speeches here now, innit? Should we walk down?
Yeah, might as well. No, it's coming back.
Yeah?
Back, can we?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go have a look at the other one.
Pick it back up so the other marches, the other protest rally is going on, folks.
Let's have a walk down. We'll do a walk and talk with the chat. So we are just going to have a little wander down because, as I said earlier, Nottingham police are seemingly not wanting to protect women's rights to speak, so they're not coming out in numbers to protect the Posey Parker event, the Let Women Speak event. So they have brought the event to them. So they are now up at the police station, just up this pathway. Top of this path there's a police station. So we're going to head up there and we're going to see the start of this next one, which starts just now, I think. So we might be 5 minutes late by the time we get there. How is the chat? How is everyone doing in the chat? Who have we got in there? Sharon, Danny, Mel. I'll miss that one. John, Jenny. Sean, how are you doing?
Yeah, but they don't want to hear that. They want to hear that they're on the right side of the garden. And everyone else will be.
Some luck.
Yeah. Yeah, but they don't accept that. They just go and make the park, then they don't manage to see it. And something else. We've been doing this.
Martin, Neil, Michael, CP Reports is in there. Heat Jar, Elvis. Loads of people in there, and we got 261 of you in the chat. Just while we're in this little in-betweeny section, I'm going to ask you to do me a massive favour. All of you smash that like button, because it really does help the video on the channel. And speaking of the channel, if you're not already subscribed, which I think like 70% of you don't do. Yeah, we're doing a little YouTube video.
What are you doing it for?
So there's a couple of protests going on.
I recognise your voice.
Or do you recognise the voice or
I
not?
recognise the voice.
Maybe you do, maybe you don't.
What's your name?
My name's Michael.
Michael, I'm Claire. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So
Cara.
we're going up to the Posey Parker event just up the road.
Oh.
You know, Let Women Speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Camera, let women speak. Yes.
So we're going up there.
Because we are the nurturers.
And there's a counter protest for the trans rights activist. So the trans rights are down
Be
there.
on your video.
It's live now, yeah. There's
Oh,
200.
is it? God love you all.
There's
You got
264
women
people watching.
empowerment. Suffragettes. You know about them? Back
Yeah.
in the day, the suffragettes.
The Gwent Auditor, YouTube and TikTok.
What's your name on TikTok?
The Gwent Auditor.
Okay.
Oh, God love you. We love you all for that. That's very nice.
If you've got a phone, you can tap this and it'll take you to the live stream if you want to.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm watching you lot, for you guys.
Yeah.
What's in Britain is the one I always watch.
Oh, he's a good friend of mine, is AB.
Love
Yeah.
him. Love him.
He might be watching now if you want to say hello.
What do I have to do with this?
Just tap it on the back of your phone.
Tap it.
It's what's your
Tap
name? Say
it.
hello to
Yeah.
that man that you know.
What do you mean tap it?
Like you know, like contactless.
What do I use to contact this? Like, where's it go?
Just on the back.
On the back.
Has it popped up?
Who do you know that you watch?
What's in Britain?
He said he's watching it.
He might be watching now. Maybe.
Hi! What's it? Oh, what was he calling his name?
AB.
AB, yeah, but he uses a...
Yes, AB.
Alejandro.
Alejandro, yeah, that's it.
What's your name? Sorry
Stop
again.
doing it.
Michael, the channel's News Now Yorkshire. Have you found it now?
No, how do I do it like that?
Yeah. Oh, you might not have it on. If you just go onto YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you're going to a protest up there
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're covering both. We are. So
for women's rights.
That's it.
Yes, love that.
Women's speech.
Are you from around here then or not?
Leeds.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
We're from the country,
Whereabouts you from?
Northamptonshire.
All right. Okay.
Okay, what do I put in?
So type in
We're covering
news.
further.
News.
South
Yeah.
Wales.
Space.
Sorry?
South Wales.
Now.
Are you from South Wales?
Top one.
Nice.
A little bit further.
Well, you live there now?
Like that.
You travel all the way
okay,
down there?
So you can see
Yeah.
yourself on the camera.
I might do that north.
Suffragettes, women's rights. Big up, Michael. God love you.
See you later. Take care. a nice little segue there between the two protests. But let's get up here. Everybody say hello to her in the chat. She's watching now. Everybody say hello to her.
How many you got in, mate?
270.
That's not bad.
Oh, the wardens are out. Wardens are out.
I'm not back on the street. So.
Oh, don't, man. I'm here. I'm here. Don't give me a ticket.
This isn't your vehicle, sir. You can move on now. Have a good day.
Oh, chill out, man. Don't be so miserable. I'm having a laugh. It's called a joke, you miserable sod.
It's not as funny as you think after you've heard
I am
it
hilarious.
time.
I am hilarious.
Not
You
as
will
funny
laugh
as
at
you
my
think you are.
jokes.
Have a good day, sir.
You will laugh at my jokes. I am hilarious.
Woke up on the wrong side of bed this morning.
Go on, give him a ticket. Slap it on. How much is one of them?
£35 paid within the first 14 days, 70 if not.
Nice. How many you done today? You got another one there, look, as well. You got many?
Enough, thank you.
Awesome, good stuff, man. Keep up the good work, yeah?
We'll try.
Brilliant. Maybe have a little break, coffee break. You look like you need one. Hey, you're proper miserable, wasn't he?
Well, I said someone's woke up on the wrong side of bed this morning.
Proper miserable sod.
This Kindle's really knackered.
No good?
It's groaning now here.
So just at the end of this parade of shops is the police station where the event is taking place. So we're going to get up there as fast as we can. But it's 333 of you in now. We've jumped up by about 50. So I want to see another 50 more likes in the chat there. Everybody hit the like button. What are we on? How many likes are we on? Can't tell. Can't see it on this app. Someone tell me. Oh, 97. Do you think we can get to 100? Think we can make it? 3 more. We've done it, smashed it. They've got no police here. No police outside the station. So there is the station. What, pal? How are you doing? Yeah, you. Excuse me. And here is the event.
Hello. You've
Hello, hello.
harassed women, have you?
That's very assumptuous of you and quite
Well,
rude.
you're wearing a mask, aren't you? Loads of the violent blokes go around wearing masks.
He's an auditor, mate. He's
Hello.
Oh, right, okay, that's good. That's
Mike, he's good. He's an auditor.
good.
Yeah, no, he's a good fella. He covers both sides.
Yeah.
He doesn't want it going home to his family life.
Okay.
Michael, News Now Yorkshire.
News Now Yorkshire. He's a good man. Yeah, he sounds good.
I get grumpy with people.
I know. We've had a few dodgy words.
It's a fashion statement, man. I get grumpy with people with grey jumpers on. Oh, I've got one on as well.
Yeah, exactly. No wonder you're grumpy.
He's not here today, no.
Oh, is he busy?
Yeah, he's busy today.
Oh, thank you for coming, mate.
No, Marty, yeah, Blackborough.
Yeah.
We've had a little trip down to the other side.
Are you recording?
Yeah, it's live now. There's 370 watching.
There we go.
Oh, I met him.
He's a right charmer, isn't he?
I met him. He said we were sticking cameras in people's faces.
And I've got a special. You need to get the socks, mate. And to Carol Bevan, I said I'd say a special hello to Carol Bevan who can't be here today. Let women speak, love you lot. Thank you for the socks.
Good to see you anyway.
And you, mate.
Where can we go? Where can we get a good spot? Pitch up over here,
That's good, isn't it? Can I just say as well to the TRAs who think they won? Yeah, no. The idea is with Let Women Speak is that women can speak. What a sideshow that you provide on occasion where you try and stop us from speaking. All that does is kind of a Barbara Streisand effect where more and more people come and have a look at what Let Women Speak do. And we always get massive hits on our social media and all the places that broadcast this. Because when you come, it's a spectacle. And so we win that way too. And then when you don't come and women get to speak, we win that way. And so we are, Let Women Speak, agree that you have the right to speak, you even have the right to protest, but you don't have the right, and you shouldn't be permitted to prevent us from speaking. Because we're not going to come and, well, we wouldn't want to, but we're not going to come and try and stop you from talking. You can say your silly ideas, and everyone can hear exactly what they are, and we can all listen to you make arguments as to why it's a good idea for a 50-year-old bloke to be in the changing room with our daughters. And everyone else can hear that that's ultimately what your goal is, to erase all the boundaries around women's spaces and all the safeguarding around children. So we want you to speak. We want everyone to hear what you say. We just want the right to be able to do that too, and we would like the police to protect our right, and that is what the police failed to do last time. And so that's why we're here again today. So whilst you have your lovely little gathering at Brian Clough, I hope that everybody, every passerby stops and goes, oh, I wonder what this gathering of really reasonable, rational, decent looking people, I wonder what that gathering is all about. And then they can hear that you just want everyone to believe that women have penises, that men have vaginas, that non-binary isn't some sort of attention-seeking middle-class lunatic fringe identity, and that transitioning children is like a wholesome, wonderful thing to do. To eradicate the safeguarding around child spaces is a great thing to do, and to obliterate the sexual function of children and their fertility is something that's stunning and brave. So I hope that Nottingham got to hear all of you today, because that makes my job a hell of a lot easier, and that means your ideology is eradicated from public life as soon as humanly possible. Okay, who else would like to speak? Hello, hello, hello. There are many reasons to love this woman. Thank you. Short and sweet today. Nottinghamshire Police are proud to introduce our first ever thought crime amnesty. With hurty words at an all-time high, it's our duty to stamp out hate. Please deposit your thought crimes in the designated sin bin. Thank you. I thought very bad thoughts on my way. I thought that grown men would pretend to be women and go into women-only spaces. That's what I was thinking.
She's got a thought crime amnesty.
Did anyone else think?
Like
I also thought women deserved rights. Like terrible.
Thought crime one.
With fear and favour. I don't believe there's a single man that gets his hands dirty on a daily basis for a job thinks that women have penises. I find that just totally, those two things. Oh, also, plumbers obviously deeply transphobic. Have you ever heard of all the plumbing terms? They're all bodily function kind of penis and vagina things. And so now that Lego is transphobic, heteronormative, I can't wait till they have a go at plumbers. And that your plumber comes around your house and you have to say to him, can you make sure you say like nuts and bolts and not, I don't even know the terms, but they're all euphemisms, aren't they? They're all male and female parts in plumbing. So can't wait for transphobia to hit the trades. I think that'll go down really, really well. Scaffolders, they're all over it, aren't they? The scaffolders are all so woke. You know, when you see them at the side of the road throwing things like with their muscles out and their tops off, I always think, I bet they're really woke, all those blokes. Anyway, who else would like to speak? Yes.
Well, I'm a plumber's daughter, so I know all about that. And I recently read a thread on X about what it's like to navigate life as an adult human female, about how tiring it is to be constantly vigilant, to be viewed as a prey animal by the males of your own species, to live as the sex that has evolved a highly developed ability to clock a stranger's sex almost instantly. When we encounter a man at work, in the pub or in a gender-neutral facility, we have no way of knowing if he is a good man or a predator. When we walk home at night with our keys between our fingers, we cannot know if the man keeping pace with us is looking out for us or waiting for the chance to attack us. That threat does not diminish as we become old and unattractive as mates. Men rape old ladies and little children. It's an assertion of power and hatred, not sex. In fact, having 3 daughters, my awareness of that threat has only grown. I'd like to read an excerpt from a poem by Marge Piercy, who unfortunately I think has gone over to the dark side. But thankfully, we can separate the art from the artist, unlike some buff burners that we know. It's called Rape Poem. There is no difference between being raped and being pushed down a flight of cement steps, except that the wounds also bleed inside. There is no difference between rape and going headfirst through a windshield, except that afterwards you're afraid not of cars but of half the human race. Fear of rape is a cold wind blowing all the time on a woman's hunched back, never to stroll alone on a sand road through the pine woods, never to climb a trail across a ball without the aluminium in the mouth when I see a man climbing towards me. Never to open the door to a knock without that razor just grazing the throat. The fear of the dark side of hedges, the back seat of the car, the empty house, rattling keys like a snake's warning. The fear of the smiling man in whose pocket is a knife. The fear of the serious man in whose fist is locked hatred. I hope this poem goes some way to explaining why we are so passionate about keeping men, however they identify, out of our spaces.
I don't think men, even really decent men, of which there are many who do understand this issue, but I don't think we can ever convey the feeling that women get when there is a male voice in a space where it is not expected or welcome. And when you're in that space and you hear that male voice, you pause, you breathe shallow breaths, if at all, until you hear that threat has disappeared. Now, this doesn't happen where we rationalise this. This is not rational, this is instinct. This is, I believe we are all born with this instinct as females. We have those nice little XXs that carry down messages through generations, and I believe it's a fine home skill. It's a bit like you never see a mouse pause and think, is that a friendly cat? And it's exactly the same thing. We do feel like prey because we are physically vulnerable to men. And it's not because we think you're all going to do it, boys. We just don't know which ones. Which ones will and which ones won't. Usually the ones that won't do, I'm so sorry, I've just found myself in it, I'm really sorry, I'm gone. It's the ones that push their way in. It's the ones that come in uninvited. And please, for the love of God, women, please do not invite men in our space. Don't invite teachers who call themselves Mrs. Men, male teachers who come back to work, or men who call themselves Katie John. Don't be telling them that it's all right for them to come in, because it's not your space to give away. But we just hear it, and before we know it, we're just paused. Our life pauses until we can hear the threat has disappeared. And I don't think men do that. Maybe men do more of the fight rather than the flight or the pause. And can I just say, there is another method that we have, or response. There's fight, flight. I think many of us are fighters in this movement. Flight, and there's fawn. And fawn will be all the women gathered around Brian Clough. They'll be the fawn. They'll be the women that see the threat and interpret it as something that they could get away with by aligning with the threat. And there's a woman in Melbourne who remains like one of my favourite ever speeches I think I've heard in my life, let alone in this movement. And she talks about, be careful with the pitchforks that you wield as they are turned upon you. And I can't say it as well as her, because for a start she's got an Aussie accent. But I can't say it as well as her, but that expression, that thing that happens to women where they're all like, just say no to these men. If you think you can trust them, just say no. And then you find that man just reveals himself quicker than you can say trans maiden. So, okay, who else would like to speak? Yes.
Hi, my name's Ruth, and I've spent about 18 months fighting from within to save an organisation that I love from this. I was a breastfeeding counsellor first with Lolette, and then a trustee for a year. We spent 12 months trying to stop the support of males being included in that organisation wanting supposed breastfeeding support. If there is one area that you would think would be safe from this ideology, it's maternity and breastfeeding. The idea that anyone should think that the support of to support a male to induce lactation and to supposedly breastfeed a child is anything other than child abuse is just beyond belief. But that is what has been happening and is still happening. There's a group, as I say, who fought and fought from the inside. We had amazing support from people like you who, once you knew about it, we couldn't speak up to start with. Then initially back in May, just under a year ago, a group of us were suspended just for talking about it within the organisation. That hit the news, might have been because I spoke to a journalist. Then after that, they tried to kick us out from within. Eventually, we had our accreditation as breastfeeding counsellors removed for saying that the inclusion of males in this organisation was in conflict with the charitable objects. That's why we were kicked out. That is still the case, but the Charity Commission failed and is still failing utterly to prevent the theft of a charity. That is what is happening, and that is what happens when women don't say no. We're still fighting, but we're putting our energy elsewhere now. We're setting up a new organisation. It's a mother-to-mother breastfeeding organisation. We're going to be going public soon. When that time comes, give us some money. keep going, please. Thank you.
That's the answer. If your organisation doesn't serve you, then we have to make new ones. I guess that's what they did in the beginning, is something wasn't working, so they started these organisations. And let me just say, every single commission, like before the charities were captured, the Charity Commission was captured, so that you've got no place that you can appeal these things. That's what clever, very determined activists do when they want to destroy your rights, is first of all they take away your right to appeal it. And can I just say, for police officers watching, and I hope you are, if you're really sick and tired with the woke pride parade nonsense that your police force is engaging in, there is an organisation, it's not perfect, but it's probably better than the unions that you may or may not have. It's called SEEND, it's called SEEND. And what they do is they provide a place where you can talk about what's happening to the police force. I happen to know an inspector in a police force down in the southeast who has to ask a colleague on a daily basis how they identify today. Like, these are police inspectors. They've got more to do than worry about whether or not somebody's he, she or they on a daily basis working in their organisation. And you'll find that in every organisation there's this nonsense where people paid far too much money, and I'd be interested to see how much DEI is spent on in the police force, because it won't be about building ramps and disabled access. It will be specifically for the big fat T. That's what it's all for. So if you're a serving police officer and you think your pension is worth far more than serving a population of entitled, jobless, work-shy, privileged people who want you to bend to their every whim, who want you to call them a woman when they're clearly a man, if you want to stop that, and you want to stop your chief constable, and this chief constable, let me just say, every chief constable in the country has to decide whether a man is allowed to search a female suspect, and Nottingham is one that said yes, that their male officers is allowed to search a female suspect if that male officer says he's a woman. Now, do you know how many police forces don't allow that? Have a guess how many chief constables said, I will not allow female suspects to be searched by men. None. Not one. Not one. And it's all the remit of the chief constable. And why is that? Because we've got a government who is too cowardice to do it. We've got government after government, whether it's Labour, which I'm sure is going to be far worse than the Conservatives on this issue, but the Conservatives put it into practice. Because a man in 2012 took his police force to court saying that it wasn't fair that he wasn't allowed to put his hands down a woman's knickers like the female police officers, and that was seen as part of the European Court of Human Rights and his right to be able to do that under employment law in this country, but also backed by the European Court of Human Rights, which is why Party of Women would like to leave all of it. I'd like to evaporate the Equality Act. I think we should get rid of the GRA yesterday, and I also think we ought to leave the European Court of Human Rights. And I'll just say one thing, if the European Court of Human Rights genuinely stood up for the people at the bottom, say somebody was imprisoned for, I don't know, 2.5 years for a Facebook post, the European Court of Human Rights could be used to protect that person, but it isn't. It's used to protect rapists who maybe are alcoholics so they can't go home to Pakistan after they've raped someone. That's what the European Court of Human Rights is for. It's to protect people who shouldn't have any protection whatsoever. Okay, somebody else has a hand up. Come.
Hello. I would like to read out a poem. I should explain it's not my own poem. These are not my own words. This was actually written by a lovely local woman who can't speak here today, and the reason she can't speak here today is that she would have to fear losing her job if she did. She works for one of the local universities, and of course our local universities, our universities all over the UK still do not let women speak. And I should know what I'm talking about because I have lost my job at a university for knowing what a woman is. So while our universities don't let women speak, it's my honour to read this poem on behalf of this woman who can't speak here today. Here goes. A chilling effect. We will look back with horror. Mutilated bodies, big pharma profits, lifelong harm. Nadia Whittam, listen up. There is no safe space. Where are my allies? Where are my rights? I have been raped, I've been harassed, I have been traumatized. We will look back in horror as our children learn a body is a body. A disabled child, a neurodivergent child, a nonconformist, nobody was born in the wrong body. I reserve the right to be my teenage self, wanting to be a boy. I reserve the right to short hair, overall, boots. I reserve my rights. At 19, harassed on the streets, fucking lesbian! I reserve my right to present as I like. I reserve the right to be a mother. I reserve the right to know when my child is distressed. I reserve the right to know a symptom from a cause. I reserve the right to protect and to care that her needs were ignored. I reserve the right to need for us to have women-only spaces. I reserve the right to have my own ideas. I reserve the right to trust science. I reserve the right to know. I reserve the right for us to be the bodies that we are. I reserve my right not to be harassed. I reserve my right. I reserve my rights.
Who else would like to speak? Yes. Ooh. What's your name? Where'd you come from?
Okay, thank you. I recently started listening to a podcast by Laura Richards. Some of you may know her, but I've only just come across her, and I come across her by accident. Listening to, I watched a Netflix programme, nothing to do with violence against women, and then I ended up listening to this, and then when you're driving along in your car, it just kind of switches. And I've been listening to, she's called Crime Analysis, but I've been listening to the Yorkshire R word. I'm not going to say it because she says we shouldn't say it, and there's good reasons for that if you listen to the podcast, but it's called The Forgotten Victims. And obviously the Yorkshire R word was 50 years ago, and listening to it, you get a really good feeling for the police incompetence and their disdain for women, and they're not listening to women, and they're not taking women seriously, and not looking at the evidence before their eyes. And here we are, because they didn't listen to us last month, that, we're going to get surrounded, they're going to... they're not going to let us speak. We're not going to have free speech. But she really is worth listening to. She actually helped bring in the stalking and coercive control law in this country. And she's a renowned international expert. And it's not something I normally listen to because I'm a survivor of long-term domestic violence, and it can be quite triggering. So you do need to listen with caution. But it really does bring it home that the police just don't take women seriously. We are victim blamed. We're asking for it. We come on the streets. Well, it's your own fault. When we were at when we were at our event last time, the stock response that many of us were told when the police came was, "They've got a right to protest." And I know because several women were told that.
And it's just pure incompetence. We know, we're not stupid, we know they've got a right to protest, but we've got a right to speak and be on the streets and gather as women. And that's really what I wanted to say, but 50 years ago and nothing has changed and they're still being that guy.
And that lady is one of the reasons that it's called Let Women Speak. Because she came to the first meeting up here where we were protested. But it is interesting. I mean, I don't know if you all read the tribunal where when my name was said, it was booed and hissed by a training room of Metropolitan Police officers. I just want to remind everyone, I was really happy in my very small life with my 4 kids and my husband. I didn't even do housework. Like, I really lived quite a mundane but blissful, happy, uneventful life. And then I learned that there were men in women's spaces and women were supposed to be okay with that. And not only that, but we were supposed to call them women. And at first, when I first heard of this in 2015, they were still called trans women, and the idea of them calling themselves female was too batshit crazy even then. And now what? Now we have to believe that they're biological and they call themselves women, therefore they're biological women. And then I found out, so 2015 I found out this was happening. Then I find out that they're transitioning children, that they're robbing children of their fertility, that there's a huge industry. Then I find out that our councils are involved, our government is involved, our schools are shoving this down kids' throats, our police are involved. And I just decided to do something about it. And what I decided to do was sell some stickers and some t-shirts on my kitchen table. And I was like making £1 or £2, £1 or £2 a time to raise enough money to put up a billboard in 2018. Like, that's what I did. I didn't set out to go and harass some men. I didn't set out to make anybody's lives miserable. I didn't set out to cause anyone any harm, or do anything that was anything beyond saying, actually, we're women, this is our language, you don't get to use it, you don't get to take it. And for that, what? I'm booed in a meeting. I'm treated with disdain. I'm told when my children's pictures are posted online everywhere that it's my fault for saying something in the first place. I'm told that when those men send me pictures of their rather small penises, that there's something that I've asked for. There's a bargain here, and I'm getting something in answer to something that I've done. And then when we say, well, we'd like to come and speak about what's happening to women and children in schools, the police go, well, go on then, you try it. We're not going to bother. We're not going to bother. We're not going to come and protect you. You just try speaking, and then we'll all sit back and watch the men, the perverts in dresses, surround you and make you feel afraid, and we'll just stand there and going, well, everyone's got a right to speak. Yeah, everyone except us. Everybody except us. And can I just say, Nottingham, please, if we were a group of blokes that maybe voted UKIP, if we were a group of blokes that maybe was in, I don't know, Wolverhampton Wanderers football kits, on match day, would we still have been not able to have police protection when we wanted to speak in the centre of Nottingham? Like, when we try and leave, when we try and get on trains, if we're in like an away kit of some other... What did she say? Is she on our side or not? I couldn't tell. Save them? Is it like save the panda? I don't know. Anyway, if we were an away team coming here in football kit and we were men, we had penises, you know, men, adult males, I think the police might have given us a little bit of a buffer zone and looked after us if the people surrounding us were an opposing football team. But because we have these vaginas, apparently we repel police protection and they don't bother coming. Can I just say to the police, vaginas aren't that dangerous. You can stand close enough to keep us protected. Thanks so much. Who else would like to speak? Yes. Oh, good. You, and then... Can I just say, individual officers, we know it's not your fault, but your management is shit.
Hello, can you hear me okay? Yeah, lovely. Well, I'm so proud to be here as part of this today. It's quite exciting for me. I've been part of the turfdom movement for quite a few years now, probably since Man Friday sort of days, quite all the way back from there, if anybody remembers that. And it's been an interesting few years. Probably my own personal highlight, as it were, was finding a trans woman threatening to blow up the Spectator magazine, which I ended up having to report to the police, Liverpool police. And he was taken to court and I had to give evidence and he was found guilty. So that was another trans person that was trying to use their trans rights to say that they were a woman, and if people, sorry man, sorry, I mean, you get so used to having to say the right thing at the right time that you forget when you're around people. It's like, if anyone remembers the olden days of Twitter, for a long time, if you misgendered on Twitter, you lost your account. So for a long time, a lot of people had to get used to calling he's, she's to protect their account. And there was some crossover then when those rules stopped, thanks to Elon Musk. So yes, that was one of my highlights. I'm just so proud to be here today, so proud of what Posey Parker and what Let Women Speak have done and what a lot of other women's groups have done. And I hope a lot of the younger women, because it is difficult when you're young to stand up against what you see as social norms, take this on and learn that you can say these things and you shouldn't be afraid. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Man Friday was great, wasn't it? That was like when Mumsnet was... I was still on Mumsnet then. Yeah, I got banned from Twitter for nearly 5 years. Okay, lady in that amazing t-shirt, all available at letwomenspeak.org. In fact, I've made a t-shirt.
Hi, so my name's Bev White and I stood for Party of Women last year. And I just like to say thank you. I would just like to say thank you very much to Kelly J for giving us the opportunity and actually for giving me an insight into how local politics worked. I think because without you setting up Party of Women, I think I had an idea, but I don't think I really had a clue how it was working. And I can't do anything more than encourage you all. You've got to watch your local politicians, because this is from your local parish, district, county, town council, all the way up to your district. And a lot of them now are pushing to get a unity in politics. So when they're saying it's going to spread power out, it's actually going to condense it, I think. And what you need to do is every council has a full council meeting, and for your parish and whatever, it will take an hour and a half, and you really need to start maybe going along and having a look at the notes and asking questions maybe where you can, because all these people, they're introducing these policies but they don't really have a clue what they're talking about, and they want to run away from this question, and the only way you're going to get it answered or get them to think about it is by pushing it. So because of pushing it in my local town, I've just found this week, well, a couple of weeks ago, I found that I've got, somebody's just set up a Facebook account in my name that's not me, and apparently they've posted some racist content. Why have they done that? To smear my name. Who do I think has done it? Well, there's a couple of people that are in the picture, because that account was set up within 2 weeks of me approaching the council in the first opportunity to raise questions about single-sex toilets. And there was a councillor there who asked me where he would go. His friend then called me for hate speech. But I've also had, it was also a day after, then I stood in the town square with a placard saying, "What is a woman?" And the next day this account was set up. So there's lots of people within the town who have thrown slurs at me. Now, our local politicians don't want to talk to me. They've all ignored me. Until last month I went into the council office and I got a hi Bev, and a quick wave across the table. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on here? And then I had a compliment online from somebody who's accused me of hate in the past. And then the interesting thing is, as well as finding this bloke here has set up a Facebook account in my name, I'm also found that I'm soft blocked here by this political guy who's saying he supports us. They all support us, but they don't want to listen to us, and they don't want this question asked. And unless you get off your asses and ask this question, it's going to carry on. That trans toolkit in your school is there because it's come from your council. And it's come from the top of your council. And those county councils that are having elections next week, why aren't they asking? And why aren't you asking your county councillor why they're not doing their job? Their job is to challenge the CEOs and the officers that are putting in these shit policies. Why aren't they doing it? Why aren't they questioning it when they're governors of the schools? Because they're too fucking scared. And they're too fucking scared to talk to you. But half of you aren't really doing what you could be doing, and you need to be doing it. And there's elections coming up. And if you don't join Party of Women, then they're going to win. So join them, just to give somebody an arse kicking. And it is giving them an arse kick. They don't want to talk. So you've got people who don't like you that are trying to silence you. You've got the people who say they're on the same side as you trying to silence you. How are we going to make a way through it? And it's not, you have to do more. These events are brilliant, and thank you again, Posey, for doing it. But we have to do more. You have to challenge. Find a way that fits in with your job and your lifestyle. But actually, it's fucking fun. I'm not interested in playing games and watching the game playing that's going on. It is so fascinating. But they will all cover each other's backs. And when you realise that this politician here is in the Labour Party or the Liberal Democrats, and they can't say anything because that's what their main party is saying, and unless you challenge those main parties, nothing is going to change. We have to get off our arses and start motivating each other and challenging everything, because otherwise we're still going to be here in 5 years' time and nothing much is going to have changed. Anyway, that's me. Thank you. But thank you very much.
I mean, I say this sometimes, like, if not you, then who? And if not now, then when? And I just want to remind you all, while you were asleep, before maybe 2015 when I was asleep, the councils were peaked, the government was peaked, the police were peaked, they were all peaked on the wrong side. They all decided that these blokes who feel so terribly afraid, they feel so afraid of everything in their lives that they just need to go into women's spaces. That's all they need. These poor men in dresses, they just need to use women's toilets. They just need to show all the young children in the local swimming pool their penis, and then they'll be okay. But otherwise they might commit suicide, and I just don't think they're very good at it. Can I just show everyone at home this? Can you see that, Mary? And it says, he will never be a woman, no matter how much Friar tucks. Wonderful, isn't it? Let me remind you, whilst you're not standing for election, and whilst you're not helping women in Party of Women stand for election, let me just tell you what the main parties are saying. Pretty much nothing about this. Kemi Badenoch might have said something since she was leader of the Conservatives, and let's face it, Conservatives put all these policies in place. They're the reason that your daughter doesn't have a private space in schools. They're the reason that in hospital there are AGPs absolutely riddled throughout the NHS. Now, it's bad enough that there are men in women's wards pretending to be women. Like, that's pretty bad. But when it's your doctor or your nurse that's coming to treat you, when it's a man working in A&E with a very, very wide face, when it's a man working in A&E pretending to be a woman, treating patients, teenage girls, elderly women, or just someone that just doesn't fancy playing along, the NHS endorses him and his right above everybody else that he may encounter on a daily basis. There are men working in hospitals who call themselves women who are listening out for the word chaperone so they can go and be there when a woman has an internal exam. Why does he want to do that? Because it's the most sexually arousing thing he can do. Invade a woman's space, totally evaporate her boundaries. Knowing that he's definitely not wanted there. Because that's exactly where he most wants to be, the place where he can cause the most discomfort to a woman. And we can all pretend that actually they're just trying to live their lives. They're really not. They're trying to ruin yours. That's like part of the whole fetish. Part of the little tick is, did I make a woman uncomfortable today? Because if I did, that's a bonus day for me. And I think we all just, all too often, even women that know, we're frightened to say this, but what sort of man wants to come in a woman's space where he knows it makes her uncomfortable? I mean, it's not a good man, is it? It's not a good person. If I went to change in a swimming pool and there was a group of teenage girls and it was a communal changing room, I'm not going to change in that changing room because it would make them feel uncomfortable. But he will. That's a place that he most wants to be. So I just want to remind us that actually these men are manipulative and malevolent. That's part of the fetish, is to make women feel afraid and uncomfortable and to erode other people's boundaries. That is the biggest duper delight smile that you will ever see on these men's faces. Narcissism is absolutely inextricably linked with transgenderism. Whether it's women pretending to be men or men pretending to be women, narcissism is a common and a motivating factor in all of their fantasy and fetish. Okay, who else would like to speak? Yes, Marie.
I travelled here from London today because I was so incensed at what I saw happen last time, what I've seen and experienced happen in different parts of the country, and I very much agree with this strategy that if the police don't do their job in keeping with the public order legislation that we have, then we need to keep coming back, we need to keep giving them a headache. Now that I'm here, I have a wee poem I'd like to recite. It's called Trans Rights Are Human Rights. Yeah, no, seriously. Trans rights are human rights, as if we didn't know that empty slogan shouted at us everywhere we go. But what they never tell us is what the hell they mean. What rights don't they have? And why are they so keen to shut us up and get into our spaces and into our sports? Are they trying to erase us? Of course they are. But trans rights are human rights, and that's all that matters. And if we deny it, they'll try to batter us. And if we ask them what rights are they lacking, instead of an answer, they'll keep on attacking us and keep on pretending that they are oppressed because they can't get in places where girls are undressed. Now, I've been called a fossil, a hag, a nasty old bag, a moron, a Karen, a pasty-faced gammon, a Nazi, a crone who'll die all alone. I look like a plumber. I'm all out of shape. I'm a worn-out old whore, too ugly to rape. But trans rights are human rights. Woman is just a feeling, a performance, an inconvenient cotton ceiling, while trans rights means the right to aggress us, the right to ponce around in a dress, the right to ignore our sex-based protections and get in our spaces and get in some affection. No, trans rights aren't human rights. They're just an excuse they use to give us abuse. They're not progressive. They're bullies and liars who can't cope with the truth, that the truth never dies. And the truth is that we don't care what they're saying, because we're saying no, and we're not obeying.
Okay, who else would like to speak? Just me? Oh, good. So we are gathered here today to say to Nottingham Police, did you want to speak? Are you coming forward to speak? Yeah? Come on then.
Hello everybody. I came to this event last time when the police let us down. I was so shocked. You see these things online and I've never seen such deranged, horrible people in my life, and I'll keep it polite, that's all I'm going to say. On the way walking up to the police station, I actually got shoved in the back by one of them, and it was only for a bus stop that I didn't end up falling on the floor, which would have been highly embarrassing. But I want to do a call out to all the men out there, all the real men. You have mothers, wives, daughters. What do you think is going to happen to these ladies if we don't stand up and kind of fight for their rights now? We need the men to stand up and say no as well, and not just go along with it. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, short and sweet.
Okay, I'm going to give you some practical tips about what you can all do. I'm going to start with you penis havers. Unfortunately, even in 2025, and I'd like this not to be true, but it is true, women's voices have this thing that happens when they leave our mouths to going into the ears of somebody else. They turn into something that means they cannot be heard. They sort of disappear into silence as soon as they leave our faces. And when we say what our concerns are, people just, I think they do this. And people just don't hear us. It's a funny language thing. But men, your voices, they formulate in your throats, nice and deep. They leave your faces, they travel through the ether, and they land like serious suggestions and concerns into the ears of people in positions of authority. So, if you have children in school, men, please don't leave it to your wives or your children's mothers to go and ask questions about what they're learning. Pick up the phone, make an appointment, and go in. And say to your school teachers, what are you teaching my children about LGBT inclusion? What books do you have in the library? Please don't leave it to your wives, because when you ask that question, guess what? You'll be told the answer. And when you say, oh no, not my daughter, you'll be listened to. And I speak from experience. My daughter was having to change when she was 10. In a class, they wanted her to change in a classroom with boys. Now some of these girls were experiencing puberty. It was not appropriate to get those girls to be changing in a classroom for PE in front of boys who apparently couldn't see through some chairs stacked on a table. Now, I'm not saying the boys are wrong, I'm just saying they're curious and they quite like looking through the chairs. So I said to the teacher, what provisions do you have for my daughter? Twice. My husband said it once. She was given a whole other room to get changed in. He phoned again and he said, well, what about the other girls, you cretins? And they got moved as well, so then the girls were allowed to change in an area without boys. But up until that point, it was like I just said, oh, whiny, whiny, whine, whine. I'm not a serious person. Why don't you just discount everything that I say? Also, it's very sad to say this, but some teachers are liars. They will lie about what is happening to your children and what they're being told at school. So I visited a school with a parent, with 2 safeguarding leading officers in the school, who were both very experienced teachers, although one did admit she'd had a brain injury. But she was a very serious, long-standing teacher, and they both said that they weren't teaching gender ideology in schools. And so I said, well, how did this book about crayons and about gender identity, how did that get into school? And they were like, oh yeah, but some schools. And I said, no, seriously, who chose that book? Well, it was the No Outsiders programme we belonged to. And all throughout the school were rainbows. Now, I want to talk to the female police officers who are here. Let me just tell you, you don't have to have a unisex communal space in your police station where you change. You can insist on single-sex spaces. It is your legal right. And can I just say to all police officers here, you don't have to follow orders when it comes to whether or not you look after and protect women in your city, or whether you pretend that a man with a penis in a dress is a vulnerable minority. You don't have to go along with the absolute crazy insanity of a pride parade where you have to all pretend to wear a rainbow lanyard and think that it's a fun day out. You don't have to do that. That's not part of your employment contract. And actually, if you start kicking up a fuss and doing something about it, then maybe your police force won't be so shit. And to teachers in a staff room, every time you say silent, when they are going to erode the rights of girls in your school, you are complicit. And I know we should all say, oh, poor teachers, poor university professors, look what they have to put up with. But they are the difference. They are the final safeguard between this ideology impacting students and pupils and children in school and it not. So I don't feel that much sympathy for them, I'm afraid. I really don't. They have plenty of opportunities to say no, and they have chosen to say silent. So, when that university lecturer is sitting in that room and watching their entire department turn into insane peddlers of insane ideology, then they have a chance to say no. They had a chance a decade ago to say no. They had a chance 5 years ago. The silence that they sit and they're prepared to take just breeds and spreads until nobody can speak. So, we came here today to say, are you ready? No woman has a penis! No man has a vagina! There's no such thing as non-binary! And transitioning children is profound abuse. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If you can speak and demand that you have the permission to speak, that you create the space to speak, then I promise we will win. If you force these beautiful institutions that want to silence you to pay attention when you speak, then I promise we will win. And do you know why else we're going to win?
Why?
I can't hear you.
Why?
Well, because I never lose. Well done, well done.
What's that? No, I know. I saw him at the TRA. You just did. No, I went over to. They try to do it.
To all the men listening in the building, I feel sorry for your female colleagues, considering you're so upset that you're nearly crying about some women standing outside and speaking in public. I just didn't want them to speak about their rights. So I hope you've all learned something. And when you go home and make your dinner for one, I hope you reflect upon what it is and how you have arrived at a situation that you're living on your own or still with your parents. Can we just give all the men in the building a quick wave? Thanks so much. Misogyny is one hell of a drug.
The hiding. Hiding. Well, that's the end of that. I think we might walk back down, you know. Might walk back down and see if the other side is still there. I think some of them are in the chat, to be honest. Let us know, are you still there? Or have you gone? Have you gone home? You've given up?
Can I ask a question about it?
Like it looked like there was a few of them that came up there and the police were sort of moving them away down, not back down that way.
Oh, let's go have a look then. No, you're alright, no worries. Oh, look at this dog. So there was down the where they normally form up.
Did you see him this morning? Did you go down
Yeah,
there?
we went there this morning. Yeah, they're all shouting at us and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, we'll watch.
I think some of them are in the chat because I give one guy the YouTube channel to calm him down.
Yeah.
So I think some of them are in the chat watching. But I heard that there was some turn up just down there. Oh, is Carol watching? Is she?
Yeah, they've been turned around, I think. Some of them were
Yeah, but they
split
got
off,
sent
they've been
away.
turned around.
Yeah. But we're gonna have a walk back down anyway. Yeah. But good to see you. Good to see you. I'll see you on the next one. See you later.
I told him 10 to 2, bro. I would get a camera on my face, please.
He's filming them, mate. It's not in your face, is it? We've got quite a lot of distance, man. I'm just filming the copper, mate.
I don't know. But in short... Hey, listen, do you need to sign up? Yeah, you need to sign up. They'll open the doors for you, mate.
What did you think to the speech, guys? Did you listen?
Not really, no.
You didn't listen?
No.
What were you doing? Just
Too
daydreaming?
busy looking out for them.
You're just daydreaming?
No,
Come on, man.
too busy looking out for them.
Fair enough. That's a good answer, that.
Yeah.
Good answer. Did you have to do anything? Did anyone turn up?
No.
No? Good stuff? Easy day for you then, eh?
We're here to protect the public, aren't we?
That's
These
it.
people are members of the public.
That's it. What's on the plan for the rest of the day then?
Go back to Radford Road.
Where's that? Is that a station?
Side of the city, yeah.
Ah, is that where you're based?
Yeah.
Good stuff. They're off back to Radford Road. See you later.
My regards.
What you say?
I said send PC Mosses, my regards.
See you later, Sarge.
See you, take care.
Take care, Sarge. All of you sucker dirty mums.
We have got our right to privacy. If you are exploiting it. Exactly, thank you. He's said he's a consent.
Public place.
So?
I can film anyone in a public place.
So why would you though? Get a
Because I was covering the story on the police station and he happens to be stood in my
You're
shop.
harassing these people who have asked you to leave them alone.
I'm covering the story.
Those
What
people
happened
asked you
before.
to leave them alone.
I'm covering it. Well, it's a public space. It's
So,
walk away.
doesn't mean you can harass people.
I'm not harassing anyone.
Yes, you
She
are.
was filming the police station.
You were filming those people that asked you
Well,
not to
they-
film
they-
them.
they happen to be
Stop
in my
filming me
shots.
as well, you piece of shit. Why are you fucking here, you stupid twat?
Police!
Police!
You just assaulted
You're just assaulting me. Just twisting my camera. It's all on camera. It's on multiple cameras here. I'll show you it's on multiple cameras. It's back on. It's on 3 cameras here. It's on yours. It's on 3 cameras. It's on 3 cameras. It's on 3 cameras. It's on 3 cameras.
Yeah, look at that. She went
It's on 3 cameras. It's on 3 cameras. Can't even cover a story. You can't even cover a story here without. You're going to prison.
Oh, don't grass on him, man.
Can't even
Don't
cover-
grass on him.
She twisted my camera. She twisted my camera. Defending my property. I'm right to defend myself. You realise that, right? If I'm covering a story about something that happened before, I can't even do that.
Just chill. It's alright.
It's not the case, and I'll tell you but it's filmed in a public place. It's absolutely.
What about my right to privacy?
Well, when you're in a public place, you're allowed to film.
Look.
Like you can film it.
Yeah, I'm filming it.
You can Yeah, don't worry, I'm recording now. You can come back if you want. You can't complain about us filming the car.
Well, no, that's why I'm filming myself. That's
I was
why
getting
I filmed it
handcuffed.
when he smacked my face. Fuck off!
Getting arrested. Getting arrested.
I don't want that guy filming me.
Getting arrested.
You don't need to film anymore. You don't need
Get away.
to film. Don't touch me.
Get away.
You're in a public
I asked him
place.
not to film him, then he pushed me.
He's allowed.
So he's allowed to
Hey, hang on, mate. No, don't carry on with me, because she came to grab me. It's on camera. Listen to the sergeant.
Listen.
Carrying on with me. Did nothing wrong.
But I asked him not to film me politely, and then he places his hands on me.
I'll speak to him there about
I've got loads of people with their camera on me. I'm not comfortable. You need to get them to stop.
Alright, Wes.
This is embarrassing. Can you arrest him for assault, please?
Right, if that's what you're saying is happening, my officer will take a report from you inside, okay? Well, in a minute, you might need to get this gentleman's details, okay?
I'll just show you what happened. Sarge, I'll just show you what happened. She went to grab me, yeah? Yeah. She went to grab me. I was filming the arrest.
When we go in, I can have a chat with you.
Alright. That's fucking
You're alright, we'll bring her in there, we'll have a chat and show me the footage.
Yeah. Literally, I've come round here, as you saw.
That's fine, you know what, we'll talk about
But let me
it, where
just-
it's not going to aggravate like, the people.
Alright, fair enough, alright.
So when we go in, I'll
Yeah,
come to you.
Alright.
Is that okay, yeah?
Yeah, that's fine, mate, no problem. That sergeant knows me anyway.
Do you want to grab it just right here?
You want to see it now, yeah?
Yes, mate, that's alright.
Yeah, come on then.
I wasn't having a go at life, it's just I heard her shout, he's just pushed me, that's
I know what you're saying there, but you need to find out what happened first, mate. Come on. Sorry for shouting at you, sorry for shouting at you, but you understand what I mean? She just tried to assault me, I defended myself, and then you come over shouting at me so you can't grab someone?
I appreciate that, mate.
If I went to grab you, you would stop me.
In the heat of the moment, you know.
I get you. Fair enough. Yeah, let's put it on.
She's like an allegation then.
Yeah, no worries. But we definitely don't do that, mate, definitely not. But I won't allow people to grab my equipment because it's very expensive.
Yeah, no, fair enough. That looks pretty pricey, man. This is one of these that you laugh at.
Well, between everything, you're looking at about £2,500 with the phone, the GoPro, the extra bits and pieces. there's the arrest, so you might have to wait 30 seconds.
That's all right. No worries.
See it, yeah? There's the arrest. I'm not filming now, I'm following the arrest, clearly. He's in the way, so I'll come around to the side. Behind this barrier here, I'll come around to the side. I'm not even filming her.
Yeah, you're filming no idea.
And then she went to grab me then, did you see that?
Yeah, so you've not touched her.
She went to grab me and I put my arm out and defended myself. So are we good?
Yeah, I'm alright.
So,
She is making an allegation, and even though I know that's not necessarily the case, obviously I appreciate you won't want to tell me on camera. I'm alright just to grab your details and I can just do a close ground report.
well, I'd rather you didn't.
I don't want to be that cop, but it's just because she is making a formal allegation of a criminal offence. And I've seen the footage.
You've seen the footage, you see that didn't happen?
I have.
Yeah.
But because she's making an allegation, it still needs to be investigated. I'll try and check that main thing down.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it on camera, right, because I appreciate you won't want to do it on there.
Yeah.
Are you alright if I just quickly grab them?
But I'm live streaming.
Sorry, mate.
I'm live streaming this.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I can do. If I can come in and write them down for you,
that's fine.
and you keep them to yourself, and don't wave them around in public.
No, mate, I'll give you more copy now. We'll go in there and we'll see.
Come on then. Will you just tell your sergeant that I didn't do anything? But yeah, it has to be a closed investigation. I get you. I understand. Yeah, of course you can.
So I know you're recording, which is fine.
Yeah.
Right, I've watched the footage on the female soap.
Yeah.
Do you want to go with the end, please?
Yeah.
Please do advise the document. Right, I've watched the footage and I can see that she strikes you first.
Thank you.
Okay, I've seen the footage.
I've seen this chap's footage as well.
And that confirms. Right, so I'm going to ask you,
Yeah.
do you wish to press charges against this female inside? It's your decision, sir.
So no, we don't have to give details. Is that good? To do that, I would obviously.
If you're going to press charges, we need to know who you are. So
I get
you.
no. We're getting that though. So say if I said no, I can just walk away now. And we're all
You
good.
can just walk away.
Right, good.
Yeah, you've
Cool.
not done anything wrong.
Right,
I've looked
awesome.
at that footage.
Yeah.
You've not an aggravator in this.
Yeah.
You've been filming in a public place, which is your right to do. As far as I'm concerned, looking at the footage, the CCTV, you've done nothing wrong. Which means we've got no requirement to ascertain your details.
We're good now, yeah?
But let me just tell you, if you do want to make a complaint, then absolutely we'll take a statement from you and the individual will be arrested. But I need a decision from you before obviously I take that action.
Can you just get her to apologise?
You want an apology from the
If she
individual?
apologises, then I'll leave it.
I can ask that. I think the answer will be no.
Okay.
But if you don't want to give a statement, what I can do and I will do is I'll give a dispersal notice to that individual to ban them from the city centre for 48 hours.
So apology or dispersal. I'll be happy with that, yeah.
Okay, right. I'll go and ask.
I don't really want to, you know what I mean? It was just something to note, heat of the moment. I'm not that guy, you know what I mean? No one hurt me.
But
If she shouldn't have done it, absolutely she should not have done it.
And that's the thing. At the end of the day, you have a right, like anybody else, to be stood there. You know the law regarding being filmed.
And we've met before as well. We met at the last one.
We had quite a long chat.
Yeah, we did.
Sorry to interject, but you know if you make it.
It is quite loud. Sorry. Yeah.
If you're making a complaint against someone, can't you just use email, take your first name and email?
So we need his details because we need an address, someone's into court, asking you to come to court so we can contact him and stuff. So obviously it makes it very difficult. We need to know who that individual is.
Everyone else, please.
Everyone wants to lock her up.
Mate,
We're all saying lock her up, lock her up. But you know, I think it's a bit mean that.
Yeah.
But,
I think in the heat of the moment, she's got herself worked up. A dispersal notice, in my opinion.
I think so. Plus I'd have to come back to court as well when I was here right like that. I know, I would get paid for it though, wouldn't I? I think you get like 150 quid or something.
So it's up to you, mate, what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm happy with an apology.
Or a section giving dispersal notice.
Yeah.
Right, let me go and have a chat, okay, see what I can do.
Appreciate it. Right. But try not to lean into the dispersal. Try and get the apology.
Yeah, I will ask that.
And then if no, then dispersal.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because what we might be able to do is we might be able to deal with it by means of what we call community resolution, which would be an apology.
Cool.
Okay?
Awesome.
But still an assault will be recorded and that individual will be shown responsible for that offence.
Awesome.
Even though it wouldn't necessarily mean they have a criminal conviction.
Yeah.
It would just show up on our handbag. Okay.
No, I appreciate it, Sarge.
Right, give us a second.
No problem. Well, it's just got interesting here in Nottingham, hasn't it? It's got interesting.
Don't get arrested, I need to go home.
No, she's getting arrested.
I know.
Both of them. Well, to be fair, one of them's got arrested for a breach of peace. and one of them could be arrested if I asked them to.
I don't, yeah.
Well, because it's an absolute it's a pain in the ass, and I think a dispersal order clears them out of the city for 24 hours. I'll be gone by then, no problem at all. I don't have to come back, but I'm asking for an apology, so she might come out and apologise.
Okay, we'll see.
But we'll find out, eh?
The thing is, you've got the market on the market screen to put them stores on.
I do appreciate that. That screen was pretty small, so you probably did, in that circumstance, probably need to see it all. So I get you. But I'm glad they had the main CCTV running. It's a bit clearer, isn't it?
You guys just here to look at the process today?
Yeah, so we were doing both. We went and did the other one first. Did half an hour there, and some of the Posy lot invite us down to cover theirs, but we don't always get some because they go all over the place. Like last time they were in Aberdeen or something, so it's a bit far for us.
So you do give the shop?
No, they did. We didn't go to that one because that one was a bit far. But yeah, this one's not too bad for us, so we've come to this. But I met your sergeant last time. We had a right good chat. Yeah. A nice guy. Oh, he might not be your sergeant actually, because you're not this force. You're not this station.
I'm at this station. Yeah.
Who was it that spoke? The one? Oh, it was the other guy. This guy he's from Radford Road.
Oh yeah, there's two mates. There's this one and then there's Radford Road.
So your neighbourhood policing team here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's your sergeant.
Yeah, you've been in here a couple of times, haven't you, Andy?
Is that Andy Public?
It is. Andy, how's it going, mate?
I only knew about him last time. Someone was like, oh, Andy Public's there, Andy Public's there. And I was like, I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
Yeah, I met him. Lots of bails today.
Sorry?
Lots of bail hearings today.
Yeah, I know. Friday, and it's we were doing
Oh,
the
is
end of
it?
the week.
Ah, right.
She's been arrested. Someone made a false allegation against Mike. So it's all happened. You've all seen most of it on camera.
You know what? He's a quality sergeant, him, because he's been in his check straight away and he's come out and he's gone, no, we're going to deal with it. Yeah, he was last time as well. Right nice guy.
No, lucky that Sergeant Shearer, really, I'd say, because he's a good.
Well, I mean, to be fair, all he was going to do was write my name down, so it wouldn't have been end of world. But I asked him some pretty strong questions last time as well, and he answered them all, and he was right nice, and you know what I mean. He's a right pleasant guy.
All I said to him, I said, you know, if you're making an allegation against someone, you don't have to give your name, address, date of birth. You can give your first name, email, so they know who to contact.
Well, there has to be a victim, don't there?
Yeah,
there has to be a victim, so you would have to, I guess.
Well, just a form of contact, really, isn't it? So they can
But
contact
it's
you.
if you're not going to give you details, it's pointless them even starting the process, isn't it, really?
But then, when they email you, then you give over your details once you get the email.
Yeah.
That's how I do it, isn't it? That's what I've done when I report things in Cardiff and they ask me dealt with. Well, it is still being dealt with.
Yeah, she went. I was stood like here and filming the handcuffs, or getting the handcuffs got. And yeah, she stuck her arm out, went for my camera, and obviously I did my Aikido. I've got mad Aikido skills, mate. So like, if you like go to grab me now, Aikido. It's just, it's impossible. You know what I mean? It's just impossible. So she tried. She worked out it was impossible, and that's when the coppers come running over.
Right, mate.
How we doing, mate? All right.
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, man.
Watch you, man.
Yeah.
She tried to grab my, that's what she did, that's why she said that Mike assaulted her, because he flipped her hand out of the way, because she tried to grab his
mention me,
grab his
didn't he?
phone. She did,
Yeah, she tried to assault me, and then accused me of assault, and now, I mean, I said, let's just have an apology, but the sergeant was like, do you want to press charges? We'll arrest her.
Well,
so she's either going to give me an apology, or she's getting a dispersal order.
what, she's inside now?
Yeah.
She tried to shoot you, yeah? Or shot you, yeah?
She tried to. She went to grab my camera.
Right. She's not going to apologise.
Cool.
Yeah, okay. But, as you said, I'm going to issue with a dispersal notice to leave the city centre for 48 hours at your request.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you do want to provide a statement, I'm more than happy to take that from you.
Have you got her details?
We've absolutely got her details.
Right, I mean, I could change my mind maybe tomorrow, can't I?
You
know
can,
what I mean?
you can change your mind,
Yeah.
okay. what we'll do is I'll give you my contact details.
I probably won't, but I'm just making a point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, obviously, you know, you can make a complaint. Okay.
Yep.
So what I'll do is I'll give you my contact details.
Cool.
Okay. If you change your mind, you can email me, phone me, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll look at it. We know who she is. She's going to be dispersed from the city centre for 48 hours.
Awesome.
And if you want to send me the footage as well, absolutely. You know, in case any counter allegations are potentially made, you can send that to me, and I'll record that on file as well.
Cool.
All
Good
right.
stuff. Yeah.
But I have seen the footage from you. Well, my colleague's seen your footage.
Oh really? Are you watching live?
I've seen the footage on the other individual's phone, and I am satisfied looking at the footage that that individual has assaulted you, and you have pushed back, but that is a defensive tactic because she was clearly assaulted her.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's why I've made the decision I made. Alright?
Who's watching the stream? Which copper?
I don't know whether anyone's watching that or not. I don't know.
How have they watched it then?
No, I genuinely don't know whether they're
Oh, right,
I think it was the officer who had a look at your GoPro.
Right, okay, I see what you mean. All right.
Right, are you happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Right, let me get your contact details.
No problem.
Sorry, let me give you my contact details.
Yeah, cool. Appreciate you.
Can you fill that out? Can you give me my details? Alright. Wicked. Right, sorted.
You got
Give you so much a copy for his email address if you want.
I've got my notes, so I'll put it in here. Have you got it so I can just read it out? Because otherwise everyone else is going to wear it as well.
Yeah.
You'll get loads of dodgy emails there, you know.
I'm not doing that to it. Otherwise, somebody to know this is your pitch. They give us a drum. I'll write it down if you know what fear that you can put it down in there.
You won't be able to rip one of them out, will you?
No. Yeah.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Alright, I wasn't sure if you'd be allowed. It's just because, I mean, there's 400 people watching it, and there will. Someone will.
Just give you a mouth, scribble it down there.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll let you can do it.
Hey, Wes. Oh, where's your unbeliever?
No worries.
That's his email address at the top there. Sorry about my dodgy handwriting.
Oh, yeah.
They're free.
I remember his name now. So yeah, I can read it.
Yeah, if you want to speak to him over the phone, if you call 101 and ask me for it, go to that phone and reach them. He'll have his desk on. So.
No problem, man. Listen, mate, appreciate you.
No worries, mate.
And, yeah, you too, man. See you later. Crazy that. Yeah. Craziness. Absolute craziness. Guys, see you all later. Take care.
Have a good one.
You know what's got they've got here as well? Palestine supporters as well.
What an absolute crazy one that was. We always get the content, don't we? Always bringing you the fire content. Fellas. It was just a peaceful speech and whatnot. And the crazies kicked off. That is Wesley Winter. Do you want to say hello?
Hey mate, how you doing guys?
That is Wesley Winter. Mel said hello.
Yeah, how'd you get on down here?
Down here? Yeah, it was good, man. We listened to all the speeches and stuff.
Okay, just at the end it kind of...
Well, there was two of them waiting for everyone to walk by. And I think Sam was filming the police station. Some guy started kicking off. And the woman jumped in. She was like, don't film him, don't film him. And I was like, I'm filming the police station, man. Chill out. And she's like shaking. She ended up kicking off with the police officer. Got arrested for breach of peace. So I'm filming the arrest. And then someone else went to grab me. She's getting arrested. It's all going crazy. But she's getting a dispersal. They did want to arrest her and like lock her up. But it's a lot of pain in the ass.
Does she actually like hit anyone?
No, she went to grab me, but it's still an assault. Obviously I defended myself. But I'd have to come back for court, and it's a lot of messing about. and whatnot. So, plus she gets criminal record. I don't think she deserves that. Well, maybe she does, but we're not going to do it to her. We're not going to do it. So she's getting a dispersal for 48 hours. She's got to leave.
So where are you guys off to now, Park Square?
I don't know. I don't think they'll still be there now. It's 1:30. I don't think they'll still be there. You going to Birmingham?
Birmingham, but tomorrow.
Today?
Yeah, what's happening?
It's the reform conference thing, isn't it?
You're going to go to that?
Yeah, it's the reform thing, man. There's going to be a big counter protest.
Yeah, have you got a ticket to go inside?
No.
Do you know what they did last time? They attended like part of the reform food, people like stood up and like joined in or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, we're not going to be going in. We're going to be outside.
Where is it? In the like NEC or something?
I don't know, off the top of my head. I've got it written down somewhere. But there's the MP's sorting a big counter protest out. So let me just wrap this live stream up. No, Notts Online one there. No. We've got Sam, Gwent Auditor. We've got Adam Streethawk. We've got me, Wesley, and Andy Public was here as well. Or is he here somewhere? I think he's behind us. But yeah, guys, we're going to wrap up here in Nottingham. We went to see the counter, we went to see the main. We got attacked by some crazies. And now we're going to head off. We've got a little short break, get some food and whatnot, before we're back on the road down to Birmingham for the Reform Conference. We're going to be streaming outside the Reform Conference later on. So for now, guys, we are going to wrap up. We're going to move on, and we shall see you on the next one.
We're going back.
Why are you going back down there?